How's it going? My name is AJ, and today I'm going to help improve your knee health in 10 minutes or less. This routine is specifically designed for anyone who deals with clicking, snapping, popping, aches, general tightness, or pain within the knee joint. It's easy to follow along and no special equipment is necessary. Before we get into the routine, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on new videos. And if at any point during the routine you feel pain, dizziness, intense discomfort, or any other symptoms, stop immediately and consult a medical professional. You will need access to a wall, something to sit on, and a lacrosse ball before getting started. If you don't have access to a lacrosse ball, you can use pretty much anything that resembles it. A mat might also be helpful to help relieve excess pressure from the ground. With that out of the way, let's get started. First, we are going to warm up with some alternating high knee donkey kicks. Think about driving your knees as high as possible and then releasing the leg down and back behind you. Feel free to move your arms along using the pattern I am demonstrating here and speed up your cadence as you see fit. This move will help get blood flowing to the knee and surrounding muscles and get you primed for what's about to come later. Perform 10 to 15 repetitions on each side. Next, let's do some alternating butt kicks. The goal is to try and make your heel touch your butt while keeping your knee pointed towards the ground. Unless you've got Kardashian cake, it's pretty unlikely you'll be able to actually make contact. Nonetheless, you should feel a quick stretch of your thigh with each repetition. Perform 10 to 15 on each side. Next up is the Frankenstein kick. Keeping your knees extended, try to make contact between your foot and your opposite hand. You should feel a brief and somewhat intense stretch in the hamstring and glute each time you extend your leg. If you can't quite reach your foot, try this modified version and reach as far down your leg as possible. Think about quick but purposeful movement during each repetition, but don't force things. Remember, we are still in the warm-up phase. Take your time and make each rep count for 15 a side. Next up is the lateral leg swing for 15 to 20 repetitions per side. Using the wall for balance, swing your leg to the outside as far as you can and then swing back towards your body so that it crosses in front of your planted leg. Aim for relatively quick, ballistic repetitions which will help activate your lateral glute, groin, and hip flexor muscles. This move may feel a bit awkward at first, but should start to make more sense with practice. After one side is finished, do the same thing on the other side. You may notice that performing the move is easier on one side than the other. This is normal. But if you feel like the weaker side needs an extra rep or two to even things out, don't be afraid to throw them in. To finish warming up, we are going to do some squat developers for 8 to 12 repetitions. Place your hands underneath the inside of your feet. Get your butt down as low as you can and your chest up as high as you can. Hold for 2 seconds and then straighten your legs and get your butt up in the air while keeping your hands pinned underneath your feet. This final warm-up exercise will help get your key working muscles primed and ready to start diagnosing and fixing your knee click. Keep breathing and don't exceed a 6.5 out of 10 on the discomfort scale during this or any other moves we attempt from here on. Now that you're warmed up, perform 4 to 8 squats and make some mental notes on any clicks, creaks, pops, or other noise within the knee. We will be trying these again later on after some mobility work. If another movement is what causes the click, perform it instead of the squat. Once you have a general baseline of what the noise sounds and feels like, we can dive into the major muscle groups which may be at play. First, let's target the quads and hip flexors. Grab your ball, place it at the front of one of your hips, and lie on it. You almost want to position the ball where your front pockets would be if you were wearing jeans or dress pants. Stay in this general position for 30 to 45 seconds. If you want, feel free to roll around a little bit while you're down to see if you can better pinpoint the exact spot that is particularly tender. Make sure to keep breathing, and when you're finished, switch to the other limb and repeat. This drill should feel somewhat intense but bearable. On a scale of 1 to 10, you should be at about a 6.5 on the discomfort scale. Stay here for 30 to 45 seconds. Next, take your ball and move it towards your thigh. Position the ball in a spot that is particularly sensitive and shift your body weight onto it. Roll around on the ball for approximately 30 seconds. Next, secure the ball in one specific position and alternate between bending and extending your leg for 12 repetitions. If you're in the right spot, you should notice a significant shift in the intensity of the stretch as you bend the knee. If you don't feel a change, move the ball and try a new position. Once you're done with the 12 repetitions, place the ball on the other thigh and repeat the same sequence, starting with the 30-second roll. Make sure to breathe and stay focused. Once 30 seconds has passed, perform 12 repetitions of the knee bends. Again, on a scale of 1 to 10, you should be about a 6.5 on the discomfort scale. Any more than this, and you may be doing more harm than good. If you don't feel a significant increase in stretch, place the ball on a slightly different spot on your thigh and try again. Once you've finished the knee bends, perform 7 to 10 natural leg extensions. From a kneeling position, extend your hips and bend the knees as far as you can. Return back to the starting position while maintaining full hip extension. Stretching alone doesn't usually cure clicky knees. Combining the right mobility drills with supplemental exercises is key to building knee joint stability and silencing the noise. Once you're done, retest the squats from earlier. If you notice a difference in the knee clicking from before, there's a good chance your quads and deep hip flexors need supplemental work. The final major group we are going to assess are your hamstrings. Grab your ball and take a seat. Place the ball under your thigh and put some pressure on it. Slowly extend and bend your knee. You should feel a pretty large pull in the hamstring as you straighten the leg. If you don't, try moving the ball around to a slightly different spot and retest. Perform 12 to 15 repetitions and then switch to the other side. This usually works a bit better if you're sitting on something higher up, so you can truly let the working leg go limp. Make sure you're breathing and performing controlled, deliberate movements for each repetition. Once you're done with that, make your way over to the wall for the wall split stretch. Sit on your butt, spread your legs apart, and shift your backside so that it is making contact with the wall. With straight legs, move your feet as far apart as possible until you feel a deep stretch in the back and sides of your thighs. If you can, try to internally rotate your feet so that your toes are pointing directly behind you. Hold this position for 45 to 60 seconds. If you can, try to push the back of your knees against the wall for an even deeper stretch. Make sure you keep breathing and do not exceed 6.5 out of 10 on the discomfort scale. Once you're done with this, make your way back to the ground and perform 12 single leg hip presses on each side. Drive with the heel and squeeze your core and glutes throughout the duration of this exercise. Once you're done, retest your squat again. If you notice a difference in knee clicking from before, there's a good chance your hamstrings need supplemental work. Hopefully this helped you narrow down which muscle group is in need of extra mobility and strengthening to reduce knee clicking. If you have suggestions for future routines you'd like me to guide you through, feel free to reach out in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and stay strong.